Who knew Miss Rachel was standing on business?
She said the investigation would have been different if Nolan was white and his friends were black.
Not only has she used her huge platform to advocate for Nolan Wells, but she also spoke out in support of reparations for Black Americans.
America will never be whole until reparations are paid.
While promoting and pushing Black-owned businesses, all while being very unapologetic in her support of the causes that she believes in and not being willing to back down whether she's missing opportunities or not.
I feel like a lot of people don't speak out about things because they don't want to lose opportunities, fame, money, and they don't want to be criticized. But if more and more and more people say something, people won't lose those things.
But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it. The first thing I heard about Miss Rachel speaking out was in the Nolan Wells case, where she put up on her Instagram, "We know the investigation and everything that followed would have been different if Nolan Wells were white and his friends were black. Nothing but facts, and we've all said that from day one. If Nolan Wells was a white kid surrounded by black kids, he went to an island with them and all the black kids came back, but he didn't, and he ended up mysteriously dying, they would have all been in handcuffs that first day." But of course it doesn't work like that in the reverse, which is what Miss Rachel called out. Nolan Wells and his family deserve justice. And I think that alone raised a lot of people's antennas.
Miss Rachel has entered the chat. Have y'all seen what Miss Rachel posted on her Instagram about Nolan Wells? She didn't lie. If you don't know who Miss Rachel is, she's one of the biggest child educators on YouTube. I love when white people use their voice to stand up for what's right. And I know a lot of people are going to get mad at her because she's calling out injustice.
Yeah, she's already getting death threats. People are trying to cancel her.
The bullying is so bad. It's so bad. But I can handle this. Saying I don't care about all kids is like, it just hurts so bad. That is who I am. I love my neighbor. I love every child. Imagining for 1 second what a mom is going through, unable to feed her child, or give her child clean water, or keep her child safe. I can do this. I can do this.
And she stood 10 toes down on everything she said. She hasn't backed down yet.
No matter what the race is, she's just calling it like it is. And nobody should be trying to cancel her because she's speaking the truth. She didn't have to use her platform to say anything about Nolan Wells, but she did. And I respect that because doing the right thing isn't about race. People forget that celebrities are human beings. People with platforms are human beings. They have the right to say how they feel as well.
But most don't, because they don't want to lose opportunities. They don't want to lose sponsorships. They don't want to lose brand deals or money coming in. That's why most celebrities or most people with the platform keep their mouths shut or only support very popular mainstream causes. That's what makes what Miss Rachel is doing so different and so much more meaningful.
I think I have a huge audience of parents. That's what my platform is. And I think the majority of people around the world, they want babies to be fed, and they were heartbroken seeing Aya, and they wanted to send formula themselves. Mom said, "Is there any way I could send my own breast milk to Aya?" and asked me for information, and that they wanted to send their own breast milk there. It's just beautiful.
Now, Miss Rachel was big in my household, especially for my youngest Juju. He loved Miss Rachel. She was like the third parent for real. This is probably bad parenting, but when I say that man was glued to the screen whenever Miss Rachel would come on, she was basically like a Sesame Street mixed with Miss Rogers for the newer generation. So for her to have a platform as big as she does and to be willing to speak out, it is so meaningful and it hits different. And like I said, Miss Rachel has been very upfront with addressing the backlash that she's received. Can you just stay in your lane and sing kids songs? No. Which is funny, right? Because whenever somebody with the platform speaks out and is against racism or MAGA or anything going on in the political sphere that's to the right now, it's shut up and dribble.
Oh, and LeBron and Kevin, keep the political commentary to yourself, shut up and dribble.
But whenever they agree with her or side with Trump, they're praised like Dart was.
Pleasure to introduce the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump.
Jackson Dart was asked to introduce the President of the United States. How many people get an opportunity to do something like that, regardless of who the president is?
She even spoke out in favor of reparations.
America will never be whole until reparations are paid.
Hey, Miss Rachel is for the people. There's some raccoon-ass black people that are against black people receiving reparations. Miss Rachel is doing more work than most. And of course you can imagine the community and crowd that she's receiving hate from. Miss Rachel is an ignorant ass who lies to children as a prop to prostitute herself for money. What lies? What lies has Miss Rachel told the children? She teaches them how to sound out words, enunciate colors and songs. But big mad is not the word. They are trying to go on a full-on boycott. No parent should let their child watch Miss Rachel. She has turned her children's program into a libtard lunatic struggle session. Jeez, what? Children's YouTube Netflix star Miss Rachel pushes reparations for slavery and Jim Crow laws. I think the reparations conversation is just so interesting to me because they will be mad at black people receiving reparations, but nobody was mad that slave owners receive reparations for losing property. Nobody is mad at anybody else receiving reparations. The Japanese, the Jewish, they're only mad at black people having an opportunity to receive reparations.
To those who are going to comment they can't watch the show anymore because of the support, no worries.
Child, this is a Miss Rachel household. She ain't going nowhere. And she said what she said.
Like I said, my household was always a Miss Rachel household. We love us some Miss Rachel around here.
If you are mad at Miss Rachel for demanding justice for Nolan Wells and for his family to find out what happened to him, then you're racist. You are anti-black and you are the worst type of human being. And you are in fact obsessed with race, even though you try to project that on us and say that we are the ones obsessed with race, when really it's you. Because how is it that you are upset that a woman who has made it her life to care for children, all children, not just the white ones, is demanding justice when a young man turns up dead in the company of his all-white friend group? Just say what y'all really want to say. Y'all see her as a race traitor. She was supposed to let it die down. She has a big platform, she has a large following, and she's not supposed to bring attention to the obvious suspicious death of a young black boy. Because that's part of the good old boy code.
And other good stories of Miss Rachel being a genuine person have been coming out lately too. Y'all, Miss Rachel, yes, the Miss Rachel paid off my best friend's balance so that she can finish her doctoral program. This woman is changing people's lives. I will forever sing her praises. Thank you. She just seems like a genuine good person who is not afraid to do the right thing, which is so rare to find these days, which is why highlighting this is so important. I always say, just even about racism, it's gonna take white people to call out white people for being racist, or non-black people to call out other non-black people for their racism. That's the only way that it becomes unpopular and embarrassing to be in display. But until that happens, it's gonna be us fighting these battles against everybody else. So definitely a shout out to Miss Rachel for standing 10 toes down, risking her platform and saying what she feels like needs to be said.
I feel like a lot of people don't speak out about things because they don't want to lose opportunities, fame, money, and they don't want to be criticized. But if more and more and more people say something, people won't lose those things.
I mean, it's so crazy. It shouldn't be controversial to speak out for what's right and what's just and for doing the right thing, but it is because we live in such a fucked up society nowadays.
And it's okay to be criticized in life. So be brave because other people's lives are counting on your bravery.
Her addressing the criticism. My views don't change depending on people's religion, skin color, place of birth. I stand with the children everywhere. Violence against children is unacceptable, period. I don't care about backlash. I care about kids. You gotta respect that. Of course, people don't. Racists are really mad at Miss Rachel. And I think what Miss Rachel has done is challenge other people to stand up and use their platforms.
Miss Rachel didn't leave her lane. You were just hoping that she held the same racist beliefs that you do.
Facts.
You cannot call yourself a child of Christ and then decide that compassion for people, especially children, stops at the border, at skin color, or at religion. So apparently Miss Rachel can teach your children empathy, but she better not display it.
And like I also mentioned, she has been using her huge platform to shout out black-owned businesses. If you are a black-owned business, please share with us in the replies. Let's all support. Can't wait to learn all about you and your passion. Day 3 of posting a black-owned business. My dear friends own Play Street Museum in New York City and Manhattan on the Upper West Side. Go visit them. This support is crazy and it's genuine. It seems like it's coming from a very genuine place. Miss Rachel out here doing her part. She definitely is. But again, shout out to Miss Rachel for using her platform and doing what she thinks is right, no matter what the pushback or the response is, and really being fearless in doing so. Hopefully she inspires other people to use their platforms and voices to speak out for what they know is right, even if it's an unpopular opinion right now. And big shouts out for Brandon for sending me the DM on IG to talk about this. But shout out to my channel and Patreon members. Thank you so much for supporting it. Thanks for watching. Y'all let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Also, make sure you check out the next video and don't forget to follow me on Instagram for behind the scenes and life stuff, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.